Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're going to be talking about the Faces of Horror again. I have an actual contestant from last year's contest, as well as actively in this year's contest. I have Ashley. Ashley, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks so much. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming on. So you're currently right now actively in the Face of Horror contest, and you're in fifth place.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I've been following pretty regularly. So like this is the final cut for that first round, correct?
This is, as far as I've been involved with it, it's like the third or fourth cut. So I don't know if it's the final round. Again, I'm
It's
brand
not.
new. I'm a brand new baby
Yeah.
to this.
So tell me what your experience has been as being a contestant in the Face of Horror competition.
So I originally came across the Face of Horror on an Instagram post, and I've always been an avid lover of horror films. I'm more of a comedian horror film genre myself, but I was like, oh, this seems awesome. Let's see what it's about. I just joined on a whim without knowing really anything about it. And then my interactions with the actual staff, because they'll ask you questions and you'll respond to the questions, it's actually been really positive. I really like the cheeky replies that they have to us, asking different questions and kind of going on from there.
Okay. Now, so right now you're in one of the rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So now you commented, I posted my first Face of Horror scam video months ago, before the second one even came out. Now, and you commented, and you
Mm-hmm.
and you told me some kind of disturbing things that were transpiring with comments
Mm-hmm.
from other contestants and harassment and bullying.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So once I had made it in the top 20, I wanted to do a little bit more research and see, okay, let's see what this is genuinely all about. Let me do my actual research here. And
Mhm.
I came across some different YouTube videos like yours, and some TikTok videos. And a couple of them raised my eyebrows just a little bit. And I was like, okay. One in particular was talking about oh, well, the top so and so competing are a bunch of OnlyFans models. Now, I don't have anything against OnlyFans. I'm not part of it myself because it's just not my thing. And I don't want to knock anybody for being able to make money the way that they want to. I literally just read an article about a public school teacher who was fired for having an OnlyFans, but the reason she was doing it is because the public school system was not paying her a livable wage. So on that account, cool. You guys want
Mhm.
to do what you want to do. I have respect for anybody trying to hustle and make a dollar. But it did bring about, in my mindset, the validity of the Face of Horror. And I kind of wanted to know, well, I know that they're raising money for an amazing organization, but I wanted to see more. So in digging, I did find your video, and some of the things the other people who have participated in the past said, I was like, well, this is starting to make sense. So I myself decided to reach out to the Face of Horror with my concerns.
And your concerns were, you were asking them about, hey, is it okay to get votes from OnlyFans
Mm-hmm.
customers? I don't know what the term is, members, subscribers,
Yeah.
and their response was,
Their response was a little bit uh, disappointing, but also not disappointing because I just didn't understand. They said, yeah, it's totally okay. This is all about social media. It's all about, you getting followers, you getting the votes. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But ultimately, my question for them was, how do you decide who becomes the final face of horror? Because obviously, as a horror fan, I'm not about to gatekeep being a horror fan. Horror fans come in all shapes and sizes.
exactly.
And whether you're brand new or like dead set on loving horror and what
Yes.
you do, you know, we want to share the culture, the community with everybody. But my concern was, don't you want the face of horror to be an actual horror fan, or would you rather a social media influencer slash OnlyFans that I appreciate they're trying to grow their business, but have that final tally?
Because I've interacted with several individuals, just from seeing a post and commented, and a lot of the individuals said, "I don't care if it's a scam because I'm not a horror fan. I'm just trying to get my name out there." And I've had several interactions like that where I'm just trying to get my name out there. I'm just trying to get my pictures out there. I'm just trying to do this. I'm just in this competition. But they were holding up key ranking spots from actual horror fans.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that bothered me, and it's bothered me about the face of horror competition, I don't know if it does with you, but like, how can you really judge who is the real face of horror if it's not an even playing field?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't have a platform where everybody can see everybody's profile and vote for and get to know and click on and see who that person is, and you're literally basing it off of someone that you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you're voting for someone you know. So, like, what is the actual, you know, even if, let's say, if they were taking the money and actually doing this, which I don't believe, but like, how are you going to try to find a face of horror and you're making it whoever has the biggest pockets, whoever has the biggest following? Because there's no way in hell you can win that competition just with the free votes. There's no way.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, I definitely do agree. Now, I've actually personally asked my friends and family, hey, please don't pay for votes. I know that some people have, but I'm also really lucky. I live in a community where I've been really supported by community members. So
Yes.
I would say 95% of my votes have been free votes. So I'm not asking people to pay just because I know a very small percentage goes to the charity, and they say, hey, if you want to give to the charity, please give to the charity, because the Be Positive Foundation is an amazing charity, especially if you look further into it. But I do agree with the fact that nobody can win unless they pay for votes. And so that leads the question to, don't quote me on this exactly, but I believe that 25% of all the money that people pay for votes goes to the actual foundation. Well, I think that a little bit of transparency of where is the other percentage going to? Where is the other 75% going to?
And in the first competition, it was supposed to go towards, of course, the percentage was supposed to go to the winner, and the rest was supposed to go to the gentleman, the vampire guy, James. It's supposed to go to fund his indie horror movie that has never been released. So that's where the money was go. And that competition last year made millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
I didn't realize that.
So they wind up giving, I believe it was like, I don't have the stats. I had the stats, but it was like $1.7 million to Plan B last year. So that's 25%. So imagine how much they actually made.
That's a lot of money.
And I interview a lot of indie horror filmmakers.
Yeah.
They're not making movies with millions of dollars.
Yeah.
They're making movies with $20,000, $30,000, $40,000.
Yeah, I will say that is a huge red flag for me. I'm obviously hearing this information for the first time. Wow. Oof.
Yeah. And then if you go onto his Facebook, he doesn't mention this competition at all.
Yeah, so that point that you just made, that's the point that started making my kind of machinery work is, you know, nobody is promoting this.
Kane Hodder does not even
Yeah,
promote this competition. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
and I brought it up about Buffalo Bill House in the last competition. And I brought it up, and Buffalo Bill House actually, I was supposed to go there and film, do a video from my West, and they watched that video and they rescinded their invitation because I called them out. They did not have on their website or Facebook anything about why wouldn't you put that on your social media? If you are a big portion of this, why wouldn't you have this on your social media? Why doesn't James, whatever his name is, why is he's an indie film director and he's doing something so big called the Faces of Horror, where a huge percentage of this is going towards a great cause. Why would you not promote that on your social media? Why is he's quiet about it? Kane Hodder, why isn't Kane Hodder promoting this on his social media? Why wasn't Buffalo Bill? Why wasn't any of them? It's bizarre.
It really is quite odd. I do 100% agree with you on that. And you think if everything was above board, like why would they rescind their offer? But that's not me to say. That's their own business.
Yeah, I mean, that's their business.
But I will make a side comment of no other movie production house is doing anything like this right now. Blumhouse, was it A24? Nobody's doing a competition like this. And it gives me realm of, I think if other production companies were involved, maybe that would raise the validity and make it not seem so uncomfortably different in the concerns that you are legitimately bringing up.
It's the complete opposite. I interview a lot of indie filmmakers. Actually, David, I keep mentioning the guy who played Art the Clown from Terrifier actually shared my video, and he's big into indie, and he calls it a scam. Everybody who's indie horror knows that this guy in particular and this thing is a scam. It's the casual horror fans who are in this company that don't know this is a scam. I didn't know it was a scam because I didn't have this YouTube channel and I wasn't interviewing indie horror when it first came out. But like even when I was in the competition, I was cheating. I was buying votes. I was and listen, and this is the first time me saying this. I was buying votes. I was going on to and buying votes from Mexico and South American countries. Like you can do that. I was giving friends hundreds of dollars to us, and I still didn't win. Like, so it just shows like you can even if you pump in hundreds or $1,000 into this competition, you're still not going to win.
You are such a savage. Oh my goodness.
I was. Listen, I'm trying to. Listen, this is the first out of 4 videos. I'm being honest. I pumped money into this, and I had people pump money into this. And the thing I was telling everybody though was my selling point was that this can be a tax write-off. You pump this money in, it's going to, of course, be a tax write-off. But then you go down to that fine print.
Yeah.
And it says you cannot write any of this is not a donation. It cannot be written off at any year for taxes. And do you know why? Because they're planning on taking that $1.7 million and write it off on their taxes.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, business is business. They're in the realm of making money, and I say that's amazing for them. But buddy.
Oh, it's just so sad. But there's multiple competitions, and they're all ran by the same company.
Well, I hope that in the future, if they make like tiny changes that could ultimately change this entire thing. I really want to thank you for bringing to light everything that you have, because it has helped me, especially in encouraging people, hey, don't put money into it. But if you want to vote, that's amazing. And I'm honestly, ultimately, I have had a really fun time doing this. I'm not a social media person. I'm just a small town person from Georgia. I love my community. I love the support that I've given, and this has brought me joy. The interactions I've had have been really positive and really amazing. But ultimately, I think your points are incredibly valid, and bringing all of this maybe seediness that we don't necessarily want to talk about, it
Yeah.
can ultimately have a positive outcome. And I think in order for it to change, the face of horror should either enter different hands or um, I don't know.
But
Like
it's
it's
great.
really not mine. So
I mean, the idea is great. The idea
mhm.
of competition
Yeah.
great. And A and B, this is a great scam. This is an excellent scam. Like it's a scam that I wish I thought of because I'm just saying it's an amazing scam because horror and I said this before too, that every horror fan wants to be known as the biggest horror fan, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And this is the competition to do it. And horror fans love spending money on horror. I go to tons of conventions and they spend hundreds and thousands of dollars just to get pictures with these guys and autographs. So horror fans have a lot of expendable income.
Mhm.
They do.
Mhm.
So they can pour it into this competition. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an intelligent scam. It's an amazing scam. But at the same time, it's a great idea. If somebody was to come along and do this competition the legit way, I don't know what
Mhm.
that would look like because how can you really pick the biggest horror fan if you don't see everybody?
That's very, very true. And one of my comments to, like, when I sent my original email to the support staff at the Face of Horror was like, are you going to ask us trivia questions? Are you going to like
Something.
ensure that the person, but obvious, I did share their response with you. They were really not interested in our horror movie knowledge, but more so that the public was voting. So again, I appreciate the boundaries that they've provided. I just have to slightly maybe disagree. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, I don't know I wish somebody would come up with a legit horror competition. Like you said, it has to be some kind
Mhm.
of trivia. It would have to test your horror knowledge. Even just a video. Like I'm surprised that the contestants don't have to post a video saying, "Hey,
Mhm.
this is why I'm the biggest horror fan," and something. I mean, you're just looking at pictures,
Yeah.
and majority of them are half naked women that don't have anything related to horror.
Yeah. I will say I don't have any half naked pictures. That's not my vibe. But I do agree. I have looked at the other contestants because that's what you do when you're in a competition. You look at the other contestants,
Hmm.
and some of their answers are amazing. And I will say they're all beautiful. Men, women, all beautiful. All beautiful. But yeah, no, that
Yeah.
half nakedness happens.
Well, Ashley, it's been an absolute pleasure for you coming on. Now, so you're going to stay in the competition and ride it
As
out?
of right now, yeah, I'm in the top 5. I'm literally number 5, so I'm probably gonna get knocked off here in no time. But it has been a lot of fun. I'm still staying in it and just doing the interactions. If anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me anything. Um, and yeah.
Okay. Do you have a tag for your? I want to do a experiment.
Oh,
I want all of my subscribers, if you can, let's vote for Ashley and let's see what happens. Let's do a free vote. Let's see if
yeah,
she
free.
if, as an experiment, let's see if everybody votes for Ashley. Let's see what happens.
So my tag on it is you go to Face of Horror and you go /vote /free /2023 /Ashley spelled ASHLEY _Wachowski WICHOWSKI. That's it.
Okay, and they'll be in my description box.
I appreciate that, but
No,
free votes. I
Only
would
free
never
vote.
ask anybody to pay.
Don't give your debit card, any of that. No, don't.
Yeah, you can
I
do
don't
it
know.
by Facebook verification.
Yeah.
But that would be really, really nice. If we
Yep.
don't make it, it was not meant to be. But at the end of the day, I'm just really excited to be part of this horror community.
And that's awesome. And this is an experiment. I'm gonna see if everybody votes for you. Let's see what happens. If you win, then I might have to eat crow.
Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. I might have to. If everybody votes, get free votes, and you win, then like, hey, this thing might be a little bit legit.
Mm-hmm. I will say one of the reasons I wanted to win is because you do get to meet a lot of really incredible creatives in the horror community. And, maybe we get a little bit more behind the scenes and yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason I was in the competition. It wasn't for the money. It wasn't to meet King. I've met King Howard several times.
Yeah, you have.
It was to have a role in a horror movie. That's the reason, because that was the prize. And the first one, you could win a role in this guy's movie that never came about. But that was the reason I joined. I was like, oh, I want to be in a horror movie. That's always been my thing, to be in a horror movie. So
I really hope that works out. And you know what? You should definitely come to Atlanta because we have everything filmed here.
Yes.
From The Walking Dead to, of course, all of the amazing Marvel movies.
Yes.
But yeah, Atlanta's the definitely.
I've been to Atlanta several times. I love Atlanta, and you guys, the Braves, are killing it.
Right? Oh yeah.
You guys, and I'm in Baltimore, so the Orioles, we're killing it. So like, hopefully we meet in the World Series.
See what happens.
That'll be fun.
See what happens.
Ashley, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on. And yeah, let us know how everything goes in the competition.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely do a follow-up with you. You know that.
Most definitely.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Yes.
Bye.
Everyone, thank you for coming to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.